I'm Diane Marlin, Mayor of Urbana, and on behalf of the City of Urbana, I'd like to welcome you to the ribbon cutting and celebration of the new North Lincoln Avenue. Before I begin my remarks, I want to introduce some elected officials and their representatives and some key city and county staff to the audience here. From U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth's office, we have Cameron Yost, if you want to raise your hand. And we'll save your applause until after everyone's introduced. U.S. Congressman Rodney Davis's office, Jenny Baldwin is representing. City of Champaign Mayor Deborah Finan is here. From the City of Champaign Public Works Department, David Clark. Former Champaign County Board Chair and current member Patsy Petrie, and we have a bunch of county board members here: Pius Weibel, Geraldo Rosales, Chris Storr, Lorraine Cowart, Jim Goss, Jim McGuire, Steve Summers, Max Mitchell, Jack Anderson. Anyone else? Ooh, that was good. Former City of Urbana Mayor Laurel Lunt Pressing, former Urbana City Chief of Staff Mike Munson, current and former City Council members Bill Brown, Aaron Ammons, Dennis Roberts, Jared Miller, Charlie Smythe, and I know Brandon Bowersox and David Gehrig are here with us in spirit, as is Heather Stevenson. City of Urbana Director of Public Works, Bill Gray, City Engineers Craig Schonkweiler and Brad Bennett, and Barb Steele, who've been just working tirelessly to bring this road to where we are today. And our representing our designers from Hanson Professional Services and the contractor Stark Excavating Engineering. And then, of course, any businesses, residents, and landowners along this route and going west. We really appreciate your patience. You've endured months of construction, and I think the effort's going to be worthwhile. So today we're celebrating the completion of North Lincoln Avenue. Together with Olympian Drive, this road provides new connectivity between Urbana, Champaign, and the rest of the country via Interstates 74 and 57. So when you look around, you'll see several things. First, when you look south, you'll see a new $4.1 million highway that's about 1 mile in length between Saline Court and Olympian Drive. It's got two 12-feet wide concrete driving lanes and adjacent 6-foot wide asphalt shoulders for bicyclists and pedestrians. And this is a very nice amenity for this road. The city also purchased enough right-of-way to accommodate a 4-lane road in the future if traffic warrants it. Funding sources for the project include 80% federal dollars, 10% county, and 10% city. A little history on this project is warranted because there's a lot of history on this project. City of Urbana and Champaign County Intergovernmental Agreement was passed in April 2011 to set this project into motion. Preliminary design for the new North Lincoln Avenue was initiated in November of 2011 when the Illinois Department of Transportation approved a funding agreement with the City of Urbana and Champaign County to hire Hanson Professional Services. The design process concluded in July 2014 with approval by the Illinois Department of Transportation. Right-of-way was acquired. The project had a bid opening on November 4th, 2016, and Stark Excavating was the low bidder at approximately $2.6 million. Construction began in January 2017, and it's now complete. The total project cost of $4.1 million includes engineering fees, right-of-way acquisition, utility relocations, and construction costs. If you look west, you'll see the recently completed section of Olympian Drive and the new railroad overpass that now connects North Urbana to North Champaign and Interstate 57. This $10 million project was built with no local dollars. Funding sources include the Interstate Commerce Commission, Illinois Jobs Now, and the Federal Surface Transportation Program. From where we're standing, we see over $14 million in transportation funds allocated to improving connectivity for Urbana, Champaign County, and the city of Champaign. And I want to look now past, those are the facts, the history of the construction, but we need to look past to see into the collaboration that brought this project to where it is today. And really, that's the interesting story behind this project. Planning for Olympian Drive has been underway for decades. The original intent was to extend the road east to Route 45. After considerable discussion, the Urbana City Council and others decided to focus instead on north-south connectivity via Lincoln Avenue to provide another link in the transportation infrastructure in this part of the city. And in particular, former City Council members David Gehrig and Charlie Smythe led the charge for prioritizing improvements of North Lincoln Avenue over the extension of Olympian Drive eastward. And I can still hear David's voice in my head when they're on this discussion. So after further debate and much public input, we came to a consensus for change in direction. Literally, instead of heading that way, we headed this way. And we're now standing literally at the intersection of those two roads. The project also represents years of collaboration between the City of Urbana and Champaign County, and the City of Champaign for that matter. City and county staff members have worked tirelessly through the planning, design, land acquisition, and construction phases. They've guided passionate discussions in public meetings, provided information, answered lots of questions, and we've steered this project around several political potholes. I would like specifically to recognize the leadership of former Mayor Laurel Pressing and her Chief of Staff, Mike Munson. They acknowledged the change in public sentiment, helped us shift gears, and turned efforts to making North Lincoln Avenue a reality. I know Mayor Pressing spent many hours meeting with residents and landowners along the new route. She helped coordinate efforts with local, county, state, and federal officials and champion the need for connectivity, particularly north-south connectivity in this area. There's a popular phrase today, it's, quote, "Nevertheless, she persisted." You see it on t-shirts and buttons all over. Well, I think that actually certainly applies to Mayor Pressing's efforts for this road. Finally, let's look to the future. The area along Lincoln Avenue is zoned for both heavy and light industry and research and development uses. It's included in our enterprise zone. It offers incentives for investment and job creation, including sales tax exemption on building materials and a 5-year property tax abatements. I never pass up an opportunity to plug our Think Urbana program. Larger projects can be eligible for longer tax abatements, utility tax exemptions, and investment tax credits through the state of Illinois. And there are over 700 acres of developable land in this part of Urbana, located in the enterprise zone. So we welcome new investors. We thank the businesses and industries who've chosen to locate in Urbana. On your way here, if you came up from the south, you drove past supermarket and distribution centers, various commercial and construction recycling operations, construction and concrete operations, and on the other side of the railroad overpass, you'll find the Apollo Industrial Park. And just north of us is the award-winning Prairie Fruits Farm, which is a local leader in agritourism and food and flower production. And all around Urbana-Champaign is the rich soil of central Illinois, and rural residents and the farmers who form the foundation of Champaign County's booming agricultural economy. We're all a part of this. The City of Urbana is committed to sustainable growth, compact development, and collaboration with government and business partners to grow our economy in a responsible and responsive way. So congratulations once again. Thank you to all our partners in this project and to the many, many people who made this possible. I think it's very clear that we're on the move, and we invite you all to come along for the ride. Thank you very much. Mayor Finan, would you like to say a few words?
Well, since Mayor Marlin took every point on my talking points list with her wonderful speech, I do want to take the opportunity, though, to talk about the community partnerships that are involved here. I was actually on the Champaign County Board when we first talked about location studies and where Olympian was going to go. And that obviously changed several times over the years. And I can remember then being on the city council and going to the Urbanic Civic Center for council and county board and public input. regarding this road. The one thing about our community is that we do listen to the public and we listen to each other. And so, although it wasn't easy and we did have some potholes along the way, we find ourselves here finally, 20 something years later, opening a road that not only is a north-south, but also an east-west. And it will continue to grow both of our communities, and our economic development together will continue to boom because we have this road. So thank you I see all these elected officials out here, and all of you had a part of it. I see lots of members of the community and staff and our contractors. Thank you everyone for their work, and I'm excited to cut this ribbon. Patsy Petrie, did you want to come forward?
Good morning, everyone. My question is, why do we always have these dedications when it's cold and dreary and windy? The last one we were at, it was really windy. The two mayors had beautifully covered all the history. One part that I would like to emphasize that hasn't been talked about is that none of this would happen unless the land gets purchased. And so I'd like to give a tip of the hat to our county engineer, Jeff Blue, who worked long and hard to accomplish that. It was some of the ruts in the road, and he brought the different aspects to the county board, and the county board supported him in the many steps that he was going through to get all the land aggregated. So thank you very much, Jeff.
And now for the real reason we're here, and that is to cut the ribbon and open the road. And we have a ribbon strapped to a couple Type 3 barricades over there. So if you want to mosey over there and do that cutting, and we'll open this road.